cats and kittens.
What's happening, Carol Baskin?
Can you tell I'm sleep deprived? Okay, so we doing bathrooms today. If you're watching this, you're probably just starting your training because usually we start you on bathrooms. You're gonna watch a series of these videos for bathrooms because bathrooms are vast, different. There's a large variety of bathrooms. We need to cover them all. So we're gonna start small. The half baths are the smallest baths that you will clean. It's just a vanity and a toilet. We'll start there and we'll go into half baths and then we'll progress to full baths, master baths, and we'll do a wide variety of those too because honestly, it's just you could have 2 full baths and they look completely different. So we're gonna cover things like tile showers with the grout and glass sliding doors, just regular fiberglass tubs that are white, all of that. Bathrooms that have showers and tubs in them. We'll cover it all.
So,
Anywho.
Here we go.
Okay.
First of all,
When you're doing any bathroom, okay, right? You have a partner that you're cleaning with, right?
so,
The partner that you're cleaning with, if you're the one doing bathrooms, they're the ones that are going to be doing like dusting, garbages, glass. And typically they will do the glass for you.
but,
Not always. So I'm going to show you this step first because if they don't do glass for you or if like they're still dusting and you can handle the glass on your own.
handle that glass on your own, girl, okay?
Okay, so here's your application. You see I'm not putting a ton of glass cleaner and I'm not putting too little on it either. There is an art to putting on like the right amount, just like
putting that butter on your bread, girl.
you need the right amount. And then I used a white terry cloth for that. Just white terry cloths on the glass compared to yellows just because the yellow microfibers tend to leave more of like the little hairs behind than the white terry cloths do. And they just work better for buffing the glass. Okay, and then after glass, we're gonna do the sink. So you're gonna get your blue scrubby wet, and then you're gonna use about a dime size amount of soap here on your scrubby that you will see, and you wanna make sure it's on the scrubby side, not the sponge side. And then I just set my soap away. All right, and then you're gonna squeeze out the excess water. You want some water to work with, but not a ton, just because you don't wanna get it all over the floor and the walls. But you're just gonna go thoroughly scrub the entire sink there. See how I turn my scrubby to the side so I can get in between those 2 handles. You wanna make sure that you're scrubbing the faucet part really good just because of the buildup and back behind it, all of that stuff from shutting the water on and off with soapy or dirty hands. It gets a lot of buildup on there.
Right here, I'm also targeting the caulking that is on the sink that's like sealing the sink and the wall together. And don't forget to scrub the underside of these pedestal sinks too, because I often notice if I will check through a house or I'm doing a walkthrough, very easy to miss this part. A lot of soap, a lot of nasty dirt and everything gets splashed to the underside of the sinks too. So just make sure we are not neglecting that part.
And then lastly, you're going to finish off with the inside of the sinks. Around any like little holes that they have for drainage, I want to scrub those really well. Typically, I will scrub around the drain as well as I can with the blue scrubby. And then I will use a toothbrush as well because there's just some things that the blue scrubby can't get. It doesn't have those like fine bristles like a toothbrush does. Use the toothbrush on the drain plugs, please, and then any of those little holes if you need to. And then we're going to rinse the whole sink off. So I'm getting all of the soap, all of the excess stuff off of that sponge, squeezing out the excess water, and then I'm going to slop all of that soapy sloppiness that's on the top of the sink back into the sink so that it doesn't get my white cloth like sopping wet when I'm going to dry and buff all of this. Just all the excess. It doesn't need to be perfect.
Just do your best.
And then once you've got that stuff done, then I rinse out my sponge. I get the spongy part really sopping wet with water, and I go around the top edge of the sink like this. It's helping to push all the bubbles down the sides of the sink. And you don't have to worry about getting the sink bubble free. Please do not worry about that part right now because we're gonna end up washing the floors with the sink water too. It really just wastes a bunch of time trying to get all them bubbles and fight them down the sink. It's not worth it. Just give it a quick little swipe like I did and you're good. And then we're just buffing the whole sink dry with this white. And it kind of helps too doing the glass beforehand because now you have a little bit of glass cleaner on that white. It helps assist in like shining this fixture right here because you don't want any water spots on the fixture, so you want to make sure that you're giving that a lot of attention. You can just see I'm buffing this out and drying it perfectly from multiple different angles. Any little streak or water spot, that is subject to having a client complain, and I have had clients complain and send me pictures of like water spots on their faucets before. And then you're just going to dry the underside of the sink too, just like you scrub the underside of the sink.
You
Disclaimer here.
I shouldn't be using a yellow here. I should be using my white. I've just gotten done doing the glass and wiping off the sink with my white.
We use white for this stuff, okay?
You see me using a yellow here because I'm doing like a 2-for-1 type of video, and this was actually a move out clean that I did a deep clean on. So instead I was going around and I was washing the woodwork and all that other kind of stuff with yellow, so I just hit that stuff with a yellow too. I just seen this and realized it now that I'm making the actual video for like the routine bathroom cleanings.
Ignore me here. Y'all should be using the white.
So you're gonna take your white.
And you're gonna wipe off all this stuff, like the towel holder, the outlet, especially that top little ledge of the outlet, all the walls right next to there, toilet paper holder. All of this stuff collects so much dust, you guys, and it's such a cause for complaint with people. So just make sure that you are taking the time to wipe off all of those things, like including any decor that they've got going on, a vase sitting there, a picture hanging on the wall. Just
Yet again, I screwed up this filming.
you're gonna see me start cleaning the toilet, and apparently I just deleted putting the toilet bowl cleaner in the toilet. When you put toilet bowl cleaner in the toilet, just do like a half a circle, right? You don't need to put product
All the way around the bowl.
just halfway around is more than enough product. I had put this in, and then you'll see the video start with me dumping that excess toilet water out of like the brush container into the toilet and started scrubbing the toilet.
Here you are.
So here's me dumping out the excess water that sits in that brush caddy, and then getting my brush wet, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just scrub the toilet really thoroughly. And you see that I'm getting that lip underneath where the water comes out and back into the bowl. That's really important that you guys get that part, because a lot of times there's like black buildup under there, and you know how you're like scrubbing it and then you flush, you see all these like black little flakes come out. Make sure we're getting that part. And then I also get this little inner ring here because a lot of like poop specks and all that crap gets stuck on there, you know, and then you flush. All right, after you flush, you're gonna sanitize the whole outside of the toilet. This is a must. You have to start from top and work your way to bottom, okay? You cannot Clorox underneath the lid or that part between the back of the bowl and the lid or the base of the toilet. You can't do any of that stuff before you do like the handle and the outside of like the top toilet and the lid where your booty sits and like all the stuff, all the cleaner stuff. You can't mix the pee and the poo with the clean surfaces.
I mean, you get what I'm saying, right?
Start from top and work your way to bottom. Okay, so I did the top of the toilet, the sides, the handle, top of the lid, then I open up the lid and I do the lid and I do the
Booty seat.
after I do the
Booty seat.
All the nasty shit is game girl, okay?
then you can get that nasty stuff, you know, and you're gonna want to get all of it. So under the lid, make sure you're very detailed about it, because when people clean their own toilets, they don't tend to be as detailed as they need to be. So like all these little areas that I'm getting are oftentimes like neglected and there's buildup there. And this part right here in particular is one of the areas that I'm talking about. Like they just quickly just Clorox it, and you'll see how detailed I'm being right here. You literally want to take like parts of the Clorox wipe and just shove it into the little corners there, just so you get everything out. All right, then once you're done with that part, close the lid, and then you're gonna do that spot between the tank and the lid right there where I'm showing you. That is another really huge sore spot for buildup that people just don't tend to Clorox very well themselves. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you're really detailed there. And then down to the base of the toilet. So this is like a huge spot for pee-pee, right? Especially for little boys who don't know how to make it in the toilet all the time. My boys. You want to Clorox all of this that you see me doing right now, because any pee can leak out anywhere, right? It can just be nasty. So you want to just make sure that you're extremely thorough. And this was a terrible shot angle, so sorry I didn't show you the other part of the base, but I got it, girl. And then I also got their plunger. Any of their like stuff like plunger, their toilet bowl, brush that they have sitting by the toilet, please do me a favor and Clorox those two, girl, because we cleaned the whole bathroom, right? And then we're just gonna leave those two items untouched. It just looks weird, like
one of these things is not like the other.
Just something for them to pick out, and we don't want to give them nothing to pick out, you know what I'm saying?
And then after you Clorox, you're gonna just go back with your white terry cloth and you are gonna dry from top to bottom again. So in the exact same order that you did the Cloroxing, you're gonna dry in that same order so you don't risk any contamination. And we also are going to do the white terry cloth drying everywhere because Clorox wipes do not pick up dust.
Don't even try picking up dust or hair with the Clorox wipes because you're gonna be there all day, girl. Just like, they're meant to kill germs and like get rid of pee-pee stains, okay? And that's it.
So you're going to use the white terry cloth for that reason. Also, you don't want to leave water spotting. And if somebody's going to be using the toilet after you're done cleaning shortly after, like a client that's working from home, for instance, you don't want them going into the bathroom and sitting on a slimy ass wet toilet seat. That will just give them the fucking heebie-jeebies.
And then that's a dirty rag, girl, so we toss it out. We ain't gonna use it no more on nothing else once it touches that toilet. You know what I'm saying?
Then the last thing you have is washing floors. So you're going to get the yellow wet. You're going to wring it out almost all the way. Then you're going to take the floor cleaner and cup the yellow over the nozzle, okay? You're not going to spray it out into the air. You're not going to spray it at the faucet that you just got done buffing. And when you spray it into the air, it like can go in your lungs and it kind of hurts. Cup it so you're not wasting any of the product. You're getting all the floor cleaner in the yellow rag, and then I kind of work it like that, wring out the excess water, and then I'm ready to start washing the floors. And I'm going to start at the place where it's like the furthest away from the bathroom door first. So you're kind of like washing your way out, if that makes sense. When you're washing the floors, the baseboards, absolute must. We do not skip the baseboards, and we also don't skip where the water connects to the floor or it sometimes connects to the wall. It's going to connect in either place. You need to wipe that whole thing off. You need to be taking your yellow, really working it and shoving it into the corners where the baseboards meet for buildup. You need to also keep an eye on the walls because anything can be on the walls, from like PP spray to water stains, really anything. So just make sure that you're working your yellow all the way around baseboards. Right here, I'm working it on the toilet caulking because when people wash floors, they do it so quickly, usually like a homeowner, that they don't usually like put enough pressure right up to where the toilet meets the floor. So that's all discolored from like pee dripping and draining and dirt, and it's just ugh. So just make sure that you're putting ample pressure, that you're not just doing like a little light little fluffy wipe here. We have to make sure we put ample pressure on the floor, on the baseboards, shoving that yellow into all of like the nooks and crannies of the floor. You know, they're paying us to wash the floors. They're paying us to do something that they could do. So we need to make sure that we do a really, really good job. I even wipe these floor vents. I know I don't probably go over that part much on the door stopper there, but like I will literally wipe everything on the floor.
Again,
I noticed something.
again.
I didn't show you guys how I washed the floor.
Underneath the pedestal sink. Pedestal sink.
I can't talk today.
I don't know where that footage went.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say. I filmed that like
I don't know.
in the summertime, and now it's almost December, so I have no idea, you guys, but you get the picture. Like, you see me wash 75% of that floor. So I washed the pedestal sink area before you see me do the final and get up. All right, and since I'm not coming back to this bathroom, it's totally done. I'm gonna go do something else. I think I'm just like rinsing the excess bubbles down. So I'm taking a look at the sink because, you know, we did our floor water or whatever in there. So I'm just gonna take a look at that and just wash the bubbles down the drain.
So that it's real nice, you know, crisp and clean.